Christian Schaller doing the pitching for Eau Claire, and it is a big key because he ended up pitching a perfect game in region action in a 14-0 win. He's going to replicate that. He's going to try and replicate that here in this game as we go over the batting lineup for Marshfield. They're led off by their second baseman, number 2, Brock Bennington. At first base is number 44, Logan Homolka. Batting third is the right fielder, number 25, Riley Bowman. Center field, the cleanup batter, number 10, Nick Urban. Batting fifth is the left fielder, number 11, Ben Daishi. And batting sixth is the catcher, number 5, Cole Timler. And then 7, 8, 9 is Carson Jersley, Cody Donahue, and Bennett Long. See the first pitch here from Christian. Misses outside defensively for Eau Claire. Their catcher is Jonah Hansen. First base, Sam Feck. Jack Kine at second. Gabe Richardson at third. Dylan O'Connell assuming the shortstop position as this one is cracked back foul. In the outfield left to right, Mason Koska, Luke Erickson, and Jack Redwine. It's a 1-1 count, and got in there for a strike to make it 1-2.
The goal is nobody walks.
Keeps that pitch count down, though.
Keeps the game moving.
Keeps that as well. Next pitch misses outside. Correction, it's Bennett Lang in the 9-hole for Marshfield, not Bennett Long. Schaller evens it up at 2-2. Don't expect another perfect game out of him anytime soon, but you never know. Seems to be the ace of the Eau Claire lineup. His fifth pitch misses outside. Count is full.
Generally speaking, you want to line up your pitching so you're coming with your ace in the first game, and then 2 and 3 as you move through the tournament. And based on the rules, the starting guy could come back again on the last day.
Absolutely. There's a little ground out, but that's just kind of all part of the strategy in a double elimination tournament. If you lose the first game, you're not done with, but it's quite a hill to climb. I think, I have the number, I think there's only 6 teams who have lost the first game and then came back to win it all. Try and find that here as it's going to be Luke Molka due up next.
Is it on that sheet that we both printed out?
I believe so.
I think it was on the 3rd page.
First pitch to Homolka. There it is, strike one.
State champions which lost the first game in double elimination format. Watertown, De Pere, Beloit, Stevens Point did it twice. Appleton Legion did it twice, and Oconomowoc.
Most recent is 05 though, so it's been quite a long time.
Yeah, 6. It happened 8 times by 6 different teams.
Tough road for Middleton, who lost the first game, but see if they can write the history book. The count is 0-2. Here to Homolka. And left it up high. Taking an awful long time here for the 1-2 pitch, and now smartly calling time is Logan. Try and get in the head, play little games.
He may not have been getting the sign he wanted from his catcher.
Here we go, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him down on strikes and a huge fastball.
One of my years playing with Howard's Grove ACs, we had a kid on the team, Clary Clitora. And he was a pretty good pitcher, but when he was up on the mound and he didn't like the sign the catcher gave to him, he'd just stand there. He wouldn't move. And then that's how the catcher knew he had to give him a different sign.
Well, like a
if he
rock.
didn't like the second one, he stood there again.
No nod or
nothing.
nod or anything.
Yep, nothing. Wouldn't shake his glove. Just stood there.
Strike called here to Riley Bowman. The number 3 batter, Nick Urban on deck, wants to get on. It's going to be a quick 2 outs, though, against Marshfield. See what happens and how they can go on from here. Eau Claire had those 2 hits in the top half. The count goes to 0-2.
Kid throws pretty hard.
Yeah, Schaller, you wonder why he has a perfect game. You look at him now and you say, all right, I can see why. Eau Claire has been a very, very good Legion team all the way throughout, as another time is called.
Speaking of perfect games, this past weekend, Sheboygan was supposed to have a doubleheader on Saturday night, and Jared Reklitis was pitching. Got rained out after 4 innings. They picked it up again on Sunday, but Jared had a perfect game for those 4 innings. 12 up, 12 down.
0-2, and the pitch swung and ticked it back foul. As for Eau Claire, they're 87-78 in state tournament appearances. So if that tells you how many times they made it. Now stepping off here.
To save that for a couple of days from now. No one will remember.
No one will remember. Breaking pitch. Everyone walking off. However, the umpire says ball 1. All right. We will reset. Second baseman, shortstop. Third baseman was moving in.
Yeah, but the batter didn't, and neither did the umpire. The umpire being the most important one.
If I'm a batter, I see that pitch, I'm putting my head down, I'm going right back. Now he goes back to the breaking pitch. This one hit out into left field, and that's a gapper for a few bases. Off the wall it goes, going towards second, and able to hold up is Riley Bowman for a double.
He really clocked that ball. And then my initial thought once it hit on the warning track was, is it going to roll under the fence? Because we've seen that several times this season.
We have here at Wildwood Park. Good point to mention. Stayed out there, a big double. Eau Claire fans would argue that this inning should be over. However,
yeah, we have a courtesy runner out on second. Didn't catch the number as he was trotting out there.
It's a tall guy out there. We do like these. I think that's still 25.
Maybe what he was
It's the
doing
same
was
guy,
giving his helmet
getting
or
the gear
giving
off.
some gear off, right?
Yeah, same guy.
Same guy.
I was going to say courtesy runner in the first inning.
Well, why would you courtesy run your right fielder?
This one hit out into left field, and that's going to drop fair. The runner being sent around third. One run comes in off an RBI double, back-to-back doubles. Nick Urban joins the ball club as he gets the first run across. It's 1-0 Marshfield. You wanted a high-scoring affair? Here you go, a run in the first inning.
Very nice piece of hitting by Nick Urban, too, to go with that pitch and send it out to left field. And he was hustling right out of the box. He was going double all the way. Made it easily.
A little bit of a lead there at second base as Ben Deesh up to the plate, breaking pitch. In there for a strike. Marshfield, they have appeared in this tournament a few times as well, but they are 10-17, so they have quite a losing record overall. They jump out to a lead over Eau Claire here in Game 2. Breaking pitch. You can see Schaller's got some stuff to work with. His fastball is really, really quick, and then that breaking ball can do some damage as well when the fastball's on. It's 0-2. Deesh trying not to leave Urban stranded over at second. Try and get an extra run. Get a little more insurance. The 0-2 pitch goes to that fastball, and he was late on it, fouled it off into the street. Count is still 0-2. Next pitch got him. Right up and off the shoulder.
So I think that was supposed to be a breaking pitch, but never broke.
Stayed up, went off that hitter's side, and that'll bring up Cole Timler, the catcher, going to take the gear off and assume his position.
Timler, if you remember, made a nice catch and foul ground in the top half of the inning for the second out. Called off his first baseman to make the catch.
Christian Schaller having to work a lot more than he expected to here in the first inning. We did have a pitch count, by the way, of Weisenberger at 14. We'll mention that again in the top half of the second. A lot more than 14 so far. 2 hits, 1 run came in, 2 on, 2
Yeah,
outs.
for sure.
As the count is 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Got him on the high heater. Taking an awful big lead at second was Urban. He's anticipating a green light and a wave on home on any contact.
Kane trying to keep him close at second base.
Count is 0-2 once again. Left it up. It seems like on the 0-2 he tries to get him on the high fastball.
Well, and he threw that pitch inside again, just like when he hit the previous batter.
Jersley on deck, could be up next, potentially with a bases loaded situation. Depends on how this at-bat goes. The count is 1-2. Timler hits a sky-high pop-up, puts his bat down in frustration, and there's 4 Eau Claire guys there, and finally coming over to make the catch. I believe there's the shortstop, Dylan O'Connell. And through 1 inning of play, an RBI double for Nick Urban makes the score Marshfield 1, Eau Claire 0. For Eau Claire here in the top half of the second, Jonah Hansen, Jack Redwine, and Mason Koska all due up. As for Christian Schaller, a 25-pitch bottom half of the first inning. 105 is the magic number. That's how you can go, and he's already about a quarter of the way there through 1 inning of play. Hansen getting to face Weisenberger, who threw 14 in inning number 1. Marshfield jumps out to a 1-0 lead, surprising a few people here at Wildwood Park. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Basically the same spot, but this one called for a ball, even it up at 1-1. 2 flyouts ended things for Eau Claire back in the first. Jack Kine and Dylan O'Connell had back-to-back singles, but they were left stranded.
Claire did get a couple of hits in that first inning, but weren't able to get any more.
Okay, that is called for a strike, and that'll even it up at 2-2. Interesting zone so far in this first at-bat. Breaking pitch goes up, and that'll make it a full count. What was a quick, efficient 14-pitch inning, even though 2 hits were given up by Weisenberger. All of a sudden, now he's 5 pitches into this at-bat, and this will be his 20th of the game. Hammer towards first base, diving out of it, got a glove in front, and making the play. All he could do in Logan Homolka was put his glove out, spun around the ball, stopped the ball, and then was able to tag the bag himself. How about it?
On my score sheet for that out, I put down GG, Gold Glove. That was one whale of a play.
Saving a base hit to bring up Jack Redwine.
It was almost more self-defense than anything.
It was
And,
100%
knocked it down and made the
self-defense, and
play.
it just worked out. Drags that one down for a strike. Jalen Pascal, the 9-hitter for Eau Claire, would love to get on. He's their designated hitter. It's a 0-1 count right out of the gate to Redwine. Hammers this one into left field. Another base hit towards left field for Eau Claire. Went oppo with that one. Costco will have one on and one out here in the top half of the second.
Koska, the left fielder, batting number 8 in the order. See what he can do.
If you're just joining us here for game 2, well, that ball got passed over at first base, and that is a costly error to send Jack Redwine over to second.
Error on the pitcher.
Anyways, I was going to say, if you're just joining us here for game 2, we'll have Miesfeld's Trivia coming up in the 4th inning. Staple of the Legion broadcast throughout each and every game. Quick Trip sponsoring this 1:45 p.m. game. Hits this one sky high into left field, moving back on it. Should be in foul ground. Actually, it's not. It's gone. It stayed fair in a 2-run shot. 2-1. Eau Claire now leads as Mason Koska opens it up. And Eau Claire jumps out to a 2-1 lead.
It looked like it was going to drift foul. I think the left fielder thought it was going to drift foul, and all of a sudden it came back, and it went over the 320 sign just to the right of the foul pole. Oh, boy.
That's our second home run of the day. We had one in the first game as well. That was also a 2 RBI shot.
And it didn't clear the fence by a whole lot, but just far enough.
Yeah, 320.5 on that home run. Well, that'll bring up the 9-hitter. Jalen takes ball 1 up and in. 4 hits already here in the top half of the second.
Ryan
Weisenberger.
Somm up in the press box doing official business.
Weisenberger startled a little bit. He's behind 2-0.
Our press box crew again is Bill Wagner doing the field announcing. Sound and music is Scott Witter. Mike Martin, Jordan Lorenz doing the live stream, and CJ Skelton is our tech guru. He now has a title.
He didn't in the first game?
No, he's just kind of a tech guy.
Okay. There's a 4-pitch walk after the home run to bring up the top of the lineup in Luke Erickson. Can have a mound visit and a smart one at that. For Marshfield, they're coached by Josh Metz. Eli Drexler, their assistant. They're going to talk things over with Cale Weisenberger. Remember, in Legion rules, if there are 2 mound visits in 1 inning, then the pitcher has to be pulled. This is the first mound visit of the game. First of the inning, then, obviously. Came into the inning with just 14 pitches. He's got to be around 30 now.
I would think. Alex Bartman, the third base umpire in a 3-man crew, moves on to the infield. That's how the rotation happens. Bondi stays at first. He's the first base umpire, looking for the pickoff moves over there.
I'm still shocked by that Mason Koska home run. I didn't think that was going to be fair at all.
The left fielder ran over there. I think I'm going to catch this one. In foul territory.
He was in foul ground. That's the big part. Yeah. And it's gone over his head. Good strike. Okay, never mind. Ball 1. Looked like a good pitch. I'm like 0 for 5 today.
I'm saying so little, Jordan. I still got a perfect game.
Keep it that way, right? Bill lost his in the first. What was it, like the second at bat?
I think Scott Witter has got a perfect game in game 1, and he's got one going here in game 2.
Yeah, now it's all going downhill. Anytime during A's games, he said he hasn't given
I'll
up a
tell you,
hit
you
yet.
really got to
Boom,
pay
base
attention
hit.
with Dennis's umpiring because he doesn't give you a real solid strike call that you can see. He always goes in front of his body, and it's a little bit tough at times.
It's a 2-1 count here to Erickson. Pascal on first. Casca cleared the bases to make it 2-1 as Eau Claire took their first lead of the game. Eau Claire will play either Genoa City or Sheboygan. That'll be at the 7:15 game tomorrow night. Throw down to first. Cost him earlier on. There's a wild throw. Error on the pitcher that advanced Jack Redwine to second base.
You know, it could have been worse, too, because Homolka made that great play at first base to record an out. If that guy gets on and then the other single and then the home run, it could be another run.
Seems like Weisenberger got really startled by that home run. He had a 4-pitch walk in the previous AB. Now he's behind 3-1. See what Erickson can do with a great hitter's count. Strike is the call. Throw down to second, and he's safe. He pulled his hand out of the bag, but the ball was dropped regardless. So give a stolen base to Pascal as it is a 3-2 count following the swing and a miss by Erickson.
Timler made a great throw down to second base. It's too bad his teammate couldn't have hung on.
And correction, Erickson didn't even swing on that one. He was taking while he saw Jalen running from first to second. Either way, it is a full count. Runner in scoring position for Eau Claire. Got a bit ahead of it, fouls it off.
Lang trying to keep the runner, Pascal, at close to the bag.
We'll restart the full count. Jack Kine on deck. He singled back in the first. Full count pitch from Weisenberger. Left it in. Great stop behind the plate by Cole Timler. And the pitch count continues to rise as Eau Claire has runners on first and second with no end in sight. Back-to-back walks.
You know, after that great play by Homolka, it's been single, home run, walk, walk. The next four guys have all reached.
Here's Kane now at the plate. His first pitch swinging out of his shoes as he misses for strike one.
You may have been on to something, Jordan, when you said about Weisenberger being a little shocked by that home run.
Count is 0-1. Next pitch to Kane. See if he can put the barrel on this one. Not yet. Falls behind 0-2. That's a confidence booster for Weisenberger. Getting
tell
the
you
fastballs
what, Kane
right
doesn't
by
get
him.
cheated up there, does he?
Kane behind 0-2. Two big swings and misses. Runners on first and second for Eau Claire. Just one out in the inning. And the breaking pitch stayed out. Good idea to switch it up. Try something new. I'd argue we'll be hearing a number of about 50 come our way whenever this half inning ends. Again, left it down low. Somehow Kane doesn't bite. It's a picture-perfect pitch from Weisenberger. Weisenberger, actually a 2021 graduate. Hammers this one into right field, and back it goes, and keep on carrying, and that one drops in front of the fence. Look at this, two runners back-to-back behind each other. Both get the wave, and they are safe. The throw just a little bit too late. Smart idea to send them both, and it is now 4-1 off the 2 RBI double from Jack Kane.
I think if the cutoff man, Bennington, had caught the throw and threw it right to home, he had a real good shot at getting that second runner, but he wasn't quite clear on where to throw it, and that little bit of hesitation cost him.
4-1 now, Eau Claire leading. They had a slow start in the first inning. Even though they got 2 base hits, it was 3 flyouts that ended it. Now here in the second, they had the leadoff guy get out, then it was single, home run, walk, walk, double. 5
talked
hits.
about this in the first inning too, about all the high-scoring games these teams had played coming into the state tournament, and we're starting to see some of that right now.
Eau Claire did not score under 10 in their region. They scored 10, 14, and 11. 35-6, they outscored their opponents in 3 games. Count is 1-0. Breaking pitch. Stays up. Breaking pitches look good, but they're just missing a bit high, I think. And Dylan O'Connell with a great eye to get ahead 2-0. 10-run rule through 5 innings in all Legion games. Swing and a miss to make it 2-1.
That might have been Weisenberger's best pitch of the inning. Sharp breaker.
We'll see our next game approximately 2 hours from now at 4:30. Hammers that one down the third base line. In and out of the dugout it goes, back in play. Just like that, Weisenberger evens it up at 2-2. What was once 2-0. Wears number 1 on his back and is going to look to make an adjustment. Still just 1 out in the inning. Here we go, the 2-2 pitch to O'Connell. Weisenberger deals breaking pitch way up, and the count is now full.
Been a long inning, that's for sure.
Full count,
Ooh.
swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. That is a big time, not only strikeout, but just out here in the inning as Weisenberger gets his second out of the inning finally after 5 ABs in a row where everyone was reaching base.
Well, he took a little something off of that pitch. He threw him the fastball before and then came back with an off-speed pitch and fooled O'Connell.
The cleanup guy, Gabe Richardson, with 1 man on base, hits this one out towards third, and a nice little lob throw, picture perfect. Jersley over to Amolka to end things. Eau Claire up 4-1. Eau Claire leads over Marshfield as we head to the bottom half. We thank you all for watching here along on the live streams. Bottom half of inning number 2. Eau Claire with a big inning, putting up 4 runs. They now lead 4-1, as it'll be Carson Jersley, the leadoff guy, going against Schaller. First pitch misses out. Jersley, Donahue, and Lang. 7, 8, 9 hitters for Marshfield. First pitch was a ball. Second by Schaller gets in there for a strike to even it up at 1-1. Breaking pitch misses out. Nice bit of rest for whoever wins this game. They don't have to play again until 7:15 tomorrow, This is game 2 of 4 today. Tomorrow we'll also have 4 games, and then we're done with 4. As this one is hitting to right field, and that's going to drop in fair grounds, sending him to second, and then putting the stop sign up, but a leadoff single for Carson Jersley.
Yeah, good smart move not to try and stretch it. You're down 3. Your team needs base runners, not chances.
And that's sometimes where teams get a little too aggressive and you think, all right, we're down 3, we need to get something going, we need a guy on. You just take the single, you don't stretch it out. Leadoff base hit brings up Cody Donahue, the designated hitter in the 8th spot. Jersley, a nice bit of a lead on first base. First pitch in there for strike 1. 4 games today, 4 tomorrow, 3 on Wednesday. Or pardon me, 3 on Thursday, 2 Friday, and then 1 or 2 on Saturday. All depends on how that noon game goes. Check down to first. If the loser's bracket winner defeats whoever is in the championship side of things, then we will go to a deciding game. Swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2. Either way, we know that the winners, whatever are the 2 teams that make it on to Saturday, they will be playing in the Great Lakes Regional Tournament taking place in Midland, Michigan. That'll be August 3rd through 7th is when that tournament goes on. And then obviously the World Series in South Carolina after that. Hit that one back and should be an easy double play. 1-6-3. Just like that, the bases are empty for Marshfield after their leadoff single.
That was a very nice play by the pitcher. Took his time, made a real fine throw to second, and then a good relay over to first. And it's got to be deflating for Marshfield.
Deflating in more ways than one. Weisenberger's pitch count is at 46. So he's already almost halfway towards the 105. You give up 4 runs in the top half. Then you get a leadoff hit here in the bottom. You're thinking, all right, we can put something together, and then a double play just derails all of it for Bennett Lang. On the 1-0 pitch, make it 2-0. Schaller came into the inning with 25 pitches. If he's able to get an out here, that'll stay nice and low around the 40 mark.
Wind is blowing out strong to left field. It's about the hardest it's blown all day.
At a red light on 3-0, takes a strike call. Does Bennett Lang. It's now 3-1. Schaller deals, and oh boy, in there. Strike 2. Lang was getting ready to throw the bat back. What was once 3-0 is now a full count to the 9-hitter. Marshfield got their 3rd hit of the inning. They're looking for a few more. Will it come here? Full count pitch, swing and a miss. Got him to go down on strikes, and we will head to the 3rd inning. A quick, efficient one of work from Christian Schaller as Eau Claire still leads 4-1. Game number 2 here today, sponsored by Quick Trip. From the start, we focused on doing right by our customers and our community. We stocked the freshest foods and kept prices low by making things ourselves and keeping a close eye on costs. Then, we passed the savings on to you. An important goal of Quick Trip is to make a positive difference in the lives of others in our communities. Remaining on the bump is Cale Weisenberger. He's pitching to number 5, Sam Feck, who flew out back in the first. Christian Schaller is at 38 pitches. This will be the 48th of one Cale Weisenberger. Swing and a miss, kind of on a half check swing. It's 0-2. Weisenberger attacking the zone. Good to see. Not being afraid of hitters as this one is golfed up towards center field and moving back on it, having to make a lot of traction before ultimately making the catch is Nick Urban. Back-to-back flyouts to center field for Sam.
There's the effects of that wind blowing out to left. Initially I thought he'd race back a few steps, stand and make the catch, but the ball just kept on carrying.
Jonah Hansen started things back in the second inning, which saw 8 batters come to the plate for Eau Claire. Hansen grounded out. He was one of the few players that didn't get going as he nicks that one back foul.
It wasn't from lack of hitting the ball hard. He hit a screamer at Homolka, the first baseman.
Somehow came up with it.
Then it's Semp checking the ball and deems it okay, puts it in his bag, and we're ready to go.
If this was the major leagues, that ball would be gone.
Anything that touches the ground, it seems like is gone.
Even balls that don't touch the ground to fly out to end the inning, throw it out to the fans.
Exactly. That's right.
0-2 after a good strike from Weisenberger. Not down here in Legion Ball. We need all of the baseballs we can get. Hammers that one. Through the infield it goes. The first hit of the game for Jonah Hansen. Jack Redwine up to the plate next. He started things with a single, and he eventually scored thanks to the Mason Koska home run. Koska in the hole right now. Might bat this inning, might not. All depends on how it goes for Redwine.
Six hits for Eau Claire so far.
6 hits through 2 1/3, not too bad. 4 of those 6 came in the last inning.
And of those 6, 2 of them are for extra bases, the home run, and then the double by Kane, and his double drove into, as did the home run.
There's 3 hits and 2 walks actually in the last inning.
It's a lot of base runners.
Yeah. Especially when it's 5 in a row, all reaching. Got that strike call to make it 1-2. Redwine doesn't like it. He'll step out and regroup. Big pitch here from Weisenberger. Left it up and out. You don't want to attack the zone and give him too much that he can hit when it's a good count, but you got to try and fool him with something. That didn't work. So now it evens up at 2.
You'd like to make the pitch at least close to the strike zone. When it's that far out of the strike zone, it doesn't affect the batter too much.
2 non-competitive pitches miss.
Yeah, Timler with a nice scoop on that one.
Because if you're a batter and you're behind 1-2, you're expecting he doesn't throw something your way. So that's when all of a sudden you throw a heater right down the middle and they strike out looking, but when you make it in the dirt and way outside, no need to swing at all. Count is full and that pitch stays out. Missed on the last 3, and Redwine will take a walk. This is big time as it brings up Mason Koska, who just hit the home run 1 inning ago. Roughly 325 feet.
In that first ball game, the pitcher had 5 walks. None of them scored. In this ball game, we've had 2 walks and both of them have scored. Now we got a 3rd walk. I'll have to see what happens with that kid. But
it's Jacob Guerrero in game 1.
Yeah, Guerrero. I couldn't remember the name. But he worked out of the jams with after the walks. Weisenberger is having a little trouble in that regard.
He's folding under some of the pressure after the home run, gave up back-to-back walks, and now he's one pitch away from giving up back-to-back walks again.
And like we've been honing on all day, as you walk all these batters, you're piling up your pitch count.
I'd rather walk Koska, though, than have him give up a 3-run bomb, that's for sure. Strike just barely gets its way in there to make it 3-1. Jalen Pascal on deck next. He ended up stealing second base.
Still only one out.
Good pitch to hit. Hits it out to left field where he hit the home run last time. That one goes over the head and waving around one runner and holding up the second at third. But it is another RBI double. 3 RBIs now on the day as it's 5-1.
So Koska with the 2-run homer in the second, and now screaming line drive doubles to left field.
Runners are going to be on second and third for Jalen Pascal. We're going to have a mound visit as Josh Schmetz comes out to talk. Rough day so far for Weisenberger after a good first inning.
Well, if you want to go by first game results, Lensmeyer and Koska would be on top of the running for MVP.
Linsmeyer, if you go back to game 1, he reached base in every AB. He walked, had 2 doubles and 2 singles, I should say, and a double, and he scored on 2 of those, and that game was 3-2. So you scoring 2
Actually,
of those
he scored
3
all
runs?
3 runs.
He did score that other one, you're right. Scored all 3, and that last one was just a complete error. But at the end of the day, also give credit to Brandon Stefani, who had 2 RBIs in the game. Here we go. Big spot for Cale Weisenberger. Pascal with Koska on second, Redwine on third.
You can see why Eau Claire scores a lot of runs. And a Koska guy, he's number 8 in the batting order. He's hitting home runs and doubles.
It's the scariest part.
Wow,
We always question during A's games the DH at the 9 spot, but see how it plays out here. Pops that one up back foul. We got to look on your screen here of the shallowness that the first and third basemen are playing. You'll see when they assume their positions. 7 hits now in the game and just still 1 out. As the 1-1 pitch is hit back up, fouled him off. Back to back, basically the same spot.
They're not bashful. They're up there swinging. They feel pretty comfortable with Weisenberger's pitches up and down the lineup.
1-2, and golfed that one up in the air. That's going to just drop back and be caught easily by the second baseman, Brock Bennington. Holds the runners at second and third, which is key.
One of the things that'll give you an indicator of hitability of a pitcher through the first 8 outs, Weisenberger only has 1 strikeout. So they're up there hacking and making contact.
Luke Erickson, who walked back in the second inning, takes a big pitch up high.
And he started off the ball game in the first, hitting that deep fly ball to center field.
Problem so far with Weisenberger is he's consistently letting guys get on base. 2 in a row back in the first inning, 5 in a row in the second, 3 in a row here in the third. He was able to get the fly out, see if he can end it with back-to-back easy outs and keep the score 5-1. It's far from a blowout. Swing and a miss.
Foul tick right into the mitt of Timler.
Count is 2-1. Big first strike there for Weisenberger. Just missed inside there. You got room to work if you want. I mean, you can walk this guy. That'll put the bases loaded. It won't hurt anything in the grand scheme of things. This pitch just got a piece foul.
Yeah, Erickson doing a good job of hanging in on that pitch.
Jack Kane would be a guy you don't want to see up next with the bases loaded, though. He has a single and a double. That double was scored 2. Big time full count pitch from Weisenberger. 2 outs, 2 on. Deals to Luke Erickson and ticked it into the zone. Able to hold on, and that'll end it here in the top half of the third. Marshfield going to have a chance to answer as they give up another run. It is now 5-1 as we head to the bottom half. Bottom half of the third inning, it's 5-1 Eau Claire leading so far. They scored 4 in the top of the second, 1 in the top of the third. Pitch count for Kale Weisenberger is up to 73. 7-3 is the pitch count, and Schaller is sitting pretty at 38 right now with a 4-run lead.
Pretty good part of the batting order to start off. Try to get a rally going, get your number 1 hitter up, and then your 2 and 3 batters.
It's basically how you want it. In that first game, we saw Middleton had their 7-8-9 come to the plate in the 7th inning in a tie game. Certainly not ideal. They weren't able to do anything with it. And the 1-2-3 part of the order starts off down 0-2. Brock Bennington, Logan Molka, Riley Bauman. And the 0-2 pitch. Hit that one out of play.
Schaller so far in 2 innings has allowed 3 hits, 1 run, those back-to-back doubles with 2 outs in the first. Hasn't walked anyone though.
Left that way up to make it 1-2. Bennington grounded out back in the first inning. Not an ideal way to start the ball game. What was once a 1-0 Marshfield lead is now all Eau Claire.
So the bottom 3 hitters in the Eau Claire lineup have got 3 hits, including a home run and a double. And if you move it up to the bottom 4, it's 4 hits.
Big strikeout there from Brock as they'll bring up Logan Molka, who also struck out back in the first. 3rd K of the game for Schaller.
Molka's finest moment in this ball game so far has been that play at first base on the hard hit ground ball by Jonah Hansen.
Count is 0-1. We'll have Miesfeld's trivia coming up in the top half of the 4th.
Finally.
Taking a complete 180 to our time of game in the first one. That pitch just missed.
Game 1, for the most part, was a quick mover. Do we ever get a game time on that? Bill, what was the game time for the first one?
He's going to reach in the garbage and find out. The Commitment by Bill Wagner. 1 hour
1:32. That is really quick.
Here we're at 1 hour, not even.
How many North games, Scott, went 1:32? When it's cold and windy out and you need those quick games, they never happened. That's right. That's when the games are the longest.
Feels a lot longer than they are. Count is 3-1 here to Homolka. And he got a crack on that one, but a little bit late as he fouls it off. I'm not
Riley
going to
Baum?
assume
Go ahead.
anything down that left field line is foul anymore. I'm going to wait until it actually drops.
I told you that 2 games ago. Wait for the play to develop.
You were in agreement that home run looked foul. CJ thought it was foul. Way out of there, and that'll walk him. Struck out in the first, walked in the third.
Riley Bauman, who doubled in the first inning, is up.
That could potentially score a run, depending on the speed by Logan over at first. First pitch coming from Schaller.
Ooh, nice breaking pitch.
Yeah, hung up on it. He thought about swinging. Held up. It's 0-1.
Brown has my Bauman, pardon me, the batter, has my favorite sports number 25.
25. Is there a reason?
Yes.
Big
Tell you
cheer
after
from the
this call.
crowd, but that was just a nice and easy little pop out to left field. Had a decent sound coming off the bat.
That was my high school football number.
By choice, or you just got
No,
it
they
random?
just assigned the number.
That's how it was one year for me in basketball. I was like number
I was
55 or
I was
something.
pretty fortunate my sophomore year. I played on the varsity, so you don't go in and ask for numbers. You just take
You
what
take
they
what
give
you get. Don't think you'd be in too good of a spot if you went in there and said, I want
I think if I had my
18."
druthers, though, back then, I would have rather had number 40.
Okay.
Because that was Gail Sayers. He was one of my, I don't want to say idol, but I really liked him as a football player.
Nick Urban, the cleanup guy at the plate. 1 on, 2 outs. Just 3 hits so far from Marshfield.
Haven't been able to put anything together since those back-to-back doubles in the first.
It's been a complete shift of 180 in momentum in this game. Count is 2-0. Urban had that double that ended up scoring Bowman. It was the second double when they went back-to-back, as Marty said. 2-0 pitch. Good breaking pitch.
Hey, CJ, do we have a copy machine up here? Nope. Okay.
It was worth asking.
I wanted to get a copy for you to look at, but of the
Base
trivia.
hit. Through the infield it goes. That'll bring Homolka over to second and extend the inning for Ben Daishi.
I can give you my copy at the end of the day, and I'll make a copy when I get home. I save the file. When you're retired, you can sit down at your computer and make up questions.
There you go.
What I did attempt to do was cover every team in the tournament, so they're going to get at least one question.
We got 8 teams, more than 8 games, that's for sure.
What was it? 15 maybe? If it goes the extra game?
Potentially, yes.
No, 14, 15. 15 if needed.
Yes. 14 guaranteed.
And we have plenty of questions, Bill. 17. Of course, at the rate we're going, Jordan keeps giving the answers unknowingly.
I was going to say, how am I supposed to know?
Well, it's Tuesday. We won't ask that question till Friday.
No one will forget by the next game. They won't even remember what I said.
That's true.
It's different people watching, different teams. I'm sure there's someone at home enjoying their day watching us all day long. Fouls it off, make the count 1-2.
Hey, we provide a service. There are people that are homebound, and It's things like this that help brighten their day, and we're more than happy to do it.
1-2 count. And the pitch, left it up in there. Definitely over 50 for Schaller right now. Not ideal to go a whole game.
Deach hanging right in there, hoping he'd get hit by a pitch, but not quite. And by the way, he was hit by a pitch in the first inning.
Just what you want to do is get hit twice in the same game. If it helps your team, that's all that matters. 2-2 in the breaking pitch. Rather non-competitive swing to end it, as 2 more runners are left on base for Marshfield, I should say. Stay with us, top of the 4th. Miesfeld's Trivia coming up. New pitcher in the game for Marshfield. Weisenberger ends up going 3 innings, finishes with 73 pitches. That puts him in the 61 to 80 category, meaning 3 days of rest are in order. And the new pitcher now for Marshfield is number 20, Jackson Ormond. He'll be graduating next year. He's listed as an infielder and pitcher, and it's our first time seeing him here today.
Cale Wiesenberg went 3 innings, like Jordan said, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs. All of those were earned, walked 3 and struck out 2, and did allow the home run. So Cale was hoping for a little better, but game's not over.
Sometimes that's just how it goes, and as it stands in line for that loss, but see if his team can put some hits together and get back. Only down 4. At the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th inning all ahead of you. Want to do trivia now right away?
We can do trivia right away.
I think he's still throwing a few more, getting into it.
This one has to do with what 2 cities have hosted the most state tournaments and how many. So it's a 2-parter. Gonna name the 2 cities that have hosted the most state tournaments and how many. We'll give you that answer in a batter or 2.
Kane has been well so far, single and a double. That means he's a triple and a homer away from the cycle. Is that a trivia question? How many cycles have there been in Legion play?
Boy, I wonder if they even have a category for that.
I don't know. Not that I've seen anywhere.
You know, all that information that Denny Moyer provides us from the Sheboygan A's, you know, and looking through the various books, I've never seen a cycle category.
No, me either. I looked one day because I think it was Gus Walk. Count is 2-0 here to Kane. Make it 3-0.
I know that one time during one of the games we were talking about the home run cycle.
Yes.
It was done by a minor leaguer, I believe, this year, where he hit a solo homer, a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and a grand slam. Not in that order, but he still did it.
So the next step then obviously is to do it in that order. We'll find
Yeah,
someone to
boy,
do
wouldn't
that.
that be something?
Boy, the odds would have to be on your
Well,
side.
you think about oddities. Can't remember the player's name, but he had 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Oh, I remember hearing about this, actually.
And I think,
yeah.
actually, you know what? I think it was a pitcher.
I don't remember that part. Might have been.
Hey, Bill, wasn't there a Milwaukee Braves pitcher who had 2 grand slams in 1 inning?
No
Okay,
idea.
it doesn't. Okay, well, no, you were born then. I thought it was in the 60s.
Now the truth comes
Not
out.
much alive, just a little bit alive.
This one hit way up. Tough play
Ooh.
and making a last-second jump. Able to make the grab is Jersley, the third baseman. Gabe Richardson here next now. Richardson with Kane over on first. Boy, a double play would be nice, and that would make Orman's inning a whole lot easier and keep that pitch count low. Obviously, if you're Josh Metz, you're trying not to allow more pitchers than you have to step into a game. First pitch coming up to Gabe Richardson. Got way ahead of it and smashed it out in the trees. Sam Feck, he's on deck next. He has flown out to center in both of his ABs.
Fernando Tatis hit 2 grand slams in the same inning.
Well, that's not a pitcher.
No, it wasn't. I was not right on that.
That's recent then.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a date on that.
Not Fernando Tatis Jr., I assume.
No,
right?
no.
Okay,
No,
I was
the
going to
dad.
say. 2-1. Got a bit of a lead over at first base as Jack Kane. Might want to watch him. Orman giving a brief little look over there. His next pitch.
April 23rd, 1999.
99. Bill, were you alive then? Just checking. No.
Gosh, Jordan, it's only 23 years ago.
Yeah, well, that means I'm younger than 23. Here we got another team coming in.
Yeah, whole slew of players.
That's DePere coming into our right. Now they check down to first. DePere and Fond du Lac playing in an hour and a half from now. Maybe longer.
DePere comes in 22 and 12. Fond du Lac 15 and 7.
Should be a good one.
You know, 15 and 7 surprises me too. That's not a lot of games.
Not a lot of games at all, as we have a walk with a stolen base doesn't get credit for. 2 walks already in the inning for Ormond as he tries to settle in.
Feck hit a couple balls to center field that were caught.
Oh boy, that one's hit to center field. Not going to be caught easily. Going to score 1 or 2. That one goes way out to the center field fence. 1 gets sent around. The second is as well, and he's stretching it out for 3. A 2 RBI stand-up triple. Oh my. 7-1 now the score as 2 hits given up, or 2 runs I should say, given up by Ormond.
What surprised me on that hit, Jordan, is that when it hit on the grass, it just kept on rolling. I thought the center fielder would be able to cut it off and maybe hold him to a double and maybe 1 run, but it just kept rolling all the way to the fence.
Sacrifice fly in play if you're Jonah Hansen. Only 1 out. It is now 7-1. Eau Claire would have to get to 11 runs to make it an 11-1 ball game. And then we get through 5 complete before that run rule comes in effect. Orman leaves
Corners are way in for Marshfield, trying to cut down the run at third. Infielders at second and short are deep.
Just got a piece of that off the top of the barrel.
So if Hansen can hit it to the middle of the infield, he should be able to score his teammate.
Hinson 1 for 2. Grounded out, hit a single where he later scored. And make the count 2-1. We never gave the answer to trivia yet, did we?
Oh, we better do that. Thank you very much.
There's only one out, but it's been a lengthy inning.
Yeah. Well, I totally forgot about it.
Hits this one down the first base line. That'll score a run. 8-1 as it stands off a Jonah Hansen RBI single.
What two cities have hosted the most Wisconsin state tournaments and how many? Eau Claire and Wisconsin Rapids. How many do you think?
I know Eau Claire is like 8 or something like that. 7 or 8.
That's one you saw.
That's the one I saw.
It is 8.
8.
Those two teams have hosted the most state tournaments, and the number is 8.
Both of them have 8.
Yes.
Okay. Bouncer down the first base line. That stays
Did I hear
full.
some squeaking in the back of the press box?
Yeah. We're inexperienced. We've never done this before.
It's our first state tournament. Give us a break.
Jackson Orman's pitch count through the roof as we only have one out yet in the inning. He has allowed 3 runs to come across. And at the plate right now is Jack Redwine, who has reached in both of his appearances. Left it out. He has singled and walked. He scored back in the second and made it all the way to third in the third inning. So he's making his way around the base path. Oh, so dangerous Mason Koska on deck. Count is 2-1. Orman getting ready to deal here to Redwine. And his pitch.
All right, I got an answer on that Braves pitcher that I thought hit a grand slam or 2 in one inning. Lou Burdette hit 2 home runs at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. One was a grand slam, and that happened to be off of Johnny Padres. So Burdette hit 2 home runs, but only one was the grand slam in one game.
You were close.
A little bit.
What year was that? Does it say?
Always asking for more. It happened on July 10th.
Thank you. That's a month and a day, not a year. It's okay. I don't want to overwork you.
You're overworking my phone.
I'll be dead by the third game. Big pitch here, and it's fouled back off, staying alive at the full count.
$19.58.
Bill, were you alive then?
Not even a twinkle in somebody's eye.
The good old days. Full count pitch. This one should be in fair ground as Redwine tosses the bat away. Oh my goodness, it drops. In fair ground it goes. 3 different Marshfield players, and that's just how this inning has been going. Everything on the side of Eau Claire.
Jersley making a great effort at it. Actually got his glove on it, but wasn't able to hang on. But you're right. Nothing going right for Marshfield.
We are going to see a mound visit. You give an error on that?
No.
Hit?
That's a hit.
Well, I saw they had an error up. I was like, when did they have that?
That was earlier, I think.
Okay, that's why I was confused. I was
actually,
yeah.
The error happened on that.
Oh, where they threw to first? Is that where it was?
Play, yes.
That's what it was, yes.
But even so, that was back in the second inning. Redwine moved to second on the pickoff attempt. That run still is earned because he scored on the home run.
Correct. That's a little different. It's an 8-1 ball game. That was the 10th hit of the game for Eau Claire. Jackson Ormond going to have to regroup, figure things out. He'll be a senior coming up this school year.
And here comes the man of the ball game, Mason Koska, with a 2-run homer and a RBI double.
It's a scary sight to see up with only 1 out and 2 guys on.
What we can say is Eau Claire has hit for the cycle.
As a team,
as a team. That's right.
that stand-up triple was phenomenal. Sam Feck. It went to basically the deepest part of the ballpark out in center. Golfs that one down the third base line, evened it up at 1-1. Eau Claire in the black jerseys. Some nice white numbers on them. Blue for the home team, Marshfield. DePere, they're sitting to our right. They've got black jerseys, blue numbers.
Being a day game, those numbers shouldn't be too difficult to read. Sometimes when you get into night games, and if your lighting isn't real good, it can be a difficult chore to figure out.
It also helps when you have numbers on the front of the jersey. So this one is hit sky high and might lose it there, and then going to give it up to the shortstop. Able to make the play is Bennett Lang. Big out to get Mason Koska out, his first time going down.
Alex Bartman, the umpire on the middle of the infield, invoked the infield fly rule, so that batter was going to be out no matter what. 2 outs now, though.
Jalen Pascal, the DH, takes a big crack at it. He is 0 for 1, fly out and a walk. He did score, though, back in that second inning. DePere getting a good look at this Eau Claire team, who they might end up playing eventually down the road.
On my way over to the ballpark this morning, I drove past the Field of Dreams. There was, I think it was the Middleton team
They were in the
was
first
over
game,
there
yep.
taking batting practice in the cages, or in the cage.
Hammered that one down left field line, but just got ahead of it. Otherwise, that thing was gone. Middleton, Manitowoc, DePere, Fond du Lac, Eau Claire, Marshfield, Genoa City, and Sheboygan. The 8 teams here in the 2022 state tournament. 1-2 pitch, and couldn't frame it. Just missed outside. Ormond, I'm going to be very intrigued to hear his pitch count when it's directed to us after this next out.
He started the inning.
And there, ring him up on strikes. The inside pitch gets called, but not before 8 batters see the plate in the top half of the 4th. Eau Claire adds 3 more, and it is now 8-1. Eight to 1 is our score in the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be Timler, Jersley, and Donahue, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, due up in the bottom half of the 4th.
Marshfield has looked pretty good in the field for the most part, but they've had to be because their pitchers are not striking out many guys.
34 was the pitch count on Jackson Ormond.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot for one inning. 45 is your one-day limit. Time called real quick as we fix a belt. And now we're all ready to go. 63rd pitch coming for Schaller, and it's filled back off. Count is 0-2.
Timmler 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped up the short and the first. And a great
Swing and
pitch
miss.
there by the Eau Claire pitcher, Schaller.
Schaller, a 2022 grad. I was just looking up at the book. Eau Claire with, listen to this, every single player except Jackson Kane is a 2022 grad. Kane, a 2023 graduate.
So he'll be entering his senior year. I'll tell you, when you get a team with that much experience, that really helps.
There's a big old base hit. Marshfield gets their fourth hit of the ball game. Make that their fifth. Donahue, the DH, he grounded into a double play, which stopped all momentum that Marshfield at one point had in the second inning.
Actually, you know, they had Eau Claire just scored 4 runs in the top of the second, and Marshfield trying to come back, like you said, got that leadoff base hit in the second. All of a sudden, double play and 2 outs and nobody on.
It's less than ideal.
Deflating.
Could be the turning point of the game, actually, if you want to look back at it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a turning point. I think more of the turning point was that 4-run second, and then tacking on, was it 3 more in the fourth?
Yeah, 1 in the
It's just
third,
gotten
3 in
from
the
bad
fourth.
to worse for Marshfield.
Check back down to first. Bennett Lang in the 9-hole. Might see him yet this inning. Gets on top of that ball to follow it off. Count goes to 0-2.
What we don't have here today are the young kids chasing balls all over the place.
They're missed.
I wonder if they get a
$1 off
coupon at the concession stand during the tournament.
Ask Kelly.
Say that again, Kelly. Okay, so the JV and freshman squads in the Legion program are doing the ball chasing today from Sheboygan.
I'll keep them occupied.
Keep them off the streets, or are we putting them back on the street?
Yeah, it's the opposite. Still 0-2 the count to Donahue. He had a good, quick-moving, competitive first game. Game 2 has been none of that.
A slow mover, to say the least.
Schaller with a big old look over towards first base. Now his 0-2 pitch.
Ooh, fouled it.
Somehow got a piece of that ball.
So CJ, if the pitcher's on the mound, stretched, and he comes set, and he's looking, and he's looking, and he's looking, he just doesn't throw the ball, could you play the yawning clip at that point?
No extra.
Or the snoring clip?
No extra sound effects here at
Even
Legion.
Scott is rubbing his eyes.
Guys, we're only on
It's
game
the first
2.
day of the tournament, Scott.
Once again 0-2, and now time is called. This is a battle. Bill, I have to present it like it's a battle.
Did I mention about that guy I played with at Howard's Grove? He just stood on the mound.
Yeah. Here's a little chopper, and that one's going to go foul, probably the 5th foul of that bat.
He's hanging in there. Got to give him that.
And it's still 0-2, so this could be like a 15-pitch at bat.
Yeah, Cody Donahue hanging in there.
That's what the designated hitter's supposed to do. That's because our views are through the roof. Here we go, 0-2 pitch. And
He's out.
I don't think he got a piece of it. No, he did not. There's a strikeout. Finally, the battle ends, and Donahue goes down. Second strikeout of the inning.
With a runner on first base on a swing and a miss like that bounces in the dirt, unless there's 2 outs, but with less than 2 outs, the batter is automatically out.
3 of the last 4 batters, Schaller's been able to strike out.
Yeah. He had, actually, he's got a ton of strikeouts through the course of the last,
6
5,
total.
Last 6 outs. 5 of them have been strikeouts, dating back to the last out of the second inning.
Not a perfect game like he had against Chippewa Falls, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, right. Get out of my house.
Missed.
Nice stop by the catcher, Hansen.
2-0. I mean, Marshfield has 5 hits, but the big key is Eau Claire. They have 10 hits and 8 runs on just 5 hits. Marshfield only has 1 run. I mean, you look at a line coming into the game, you think, oh, you got 5 hits through 4 innings. That's not too bad.
All right.
But when you're down 8-1, it's pretty bad. That one down, and going to hold up at first once again is Jersley.
Hansen is earning his money this half inning, that's for sure. Another good stop by that young man. There are 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Couple of crooked innings for Eau Claire. 4 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th. Have broken this game wide open.
3-0 gets the low strike. Make it 3-1. Bennett Lang. The 9 hitter, Brock Bennington. He's 0 for 2. He's on deck to potentially be up next. And he will be. That is a walk. That'll move Jersley over to second. Now Marshfield might be able to put something together. Strikeout, a single, a strikeout, a walk. So, I mean, if Schaller's going the every other route, then he'll be getting Bennington out.
Bennington 0 for 2 in the ball game. Looking for his first base hit.
About 4:30, potentially. Might be later than that now. We'll see DePere and Fond du Lac. That one missed out and going to take third base. No throw, and the runner will get into second as well. So Marshfield moving some guys over.
Another pitch in the dirt by Schaller, and he isn't doing his catcher any favors this half inning.
It's been a battle behind the plate.
We didn't notice Schaller working this slow in the first inning, did we?
No. His pace completely changes whenever runners get on base. That gets the outside corner for a strike. Disbelief is Brock. His teammate Jersley at third base says, shrug it off. Let's go. Let's get some runs. There is Jersley on third. Takes a bit of a lead. I'll go towards the third baseline foul. Fall behind 1 and 2. No batting gloves for Brock Bennington.
Like my old-time friends would say, Henry Aaron didn't wear gloves.
Just because one guy didn't wear them, huh?
Gloves were not in vogue back in the 50s.
Oh, no.
Unless it was winter time.
That's a little different. On the 1-2, Schaller deals and missed out. Another real good stop. Schaller going to be 80 plus after this, so potentially they can get him to go the 5th. Have to play that by ear. Is this inning still yet? Two and two now. Hit him. The bases are loaded.
Holy cow. You know, Schaller's got a pretty nice situation to be in. He's up 8-1. All you got to do is throw strikes and creating a lot of problems for himself and his team for that matter.
See what Pomolka can do. He reached via a walk back in the 3rd. Otherwise, he struck out in the 1st. We'll have a mound visit real quick, and we'll figure things out from there. Eau Claire, they are coached by Mark Faines. He's their team manager. Assisting is Sean Coyle, Doug Fodder, and John Roush. I used to have a boss named John Roush.
Yeah, it's kind of a familiar name. I think there's a Major League Baseball player by the name of Roush. I don't know if it's John or not, but it's been a slow mover.
You can say that again.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning of a 8-1 game. Marshfield has a great opportunity if they can get a clutch base hit.
We know that the winner of this game will play at 7:15 tomorrow night against either Genoa City or against Sheboygan, whoever wins the game tonight. So earlier on in the game, I said they get a nice bit of rest, but not with the pace of this one. Bases loaded. First pitch to Homolka. Had to move his foot to get out of the way. It's 1-0.
Steve Goes, the Sheboygan Legion head coach, was up in the press box between games. He's looking forward to getting his team into action for the tournament. 7:45.
After opening ceremonies at 7:30. Hammer down the second base line. Diving effort. Can't come up with it. And a run comes in. Make it 8-2 after an RBI infield hit.
Infield single for Homolka and give him an RBI. Kane had a chance at it, but he flagged it down, but he couldn't pick it up. And it would have been a tough play to throw out the runner at first, but Marshfield with a run.
Staying alive. It's now 8-2 to bring up Riley Bowman.
We're agreement on a hit, right, guys?
Hit. Of course, the guy behind us would say error.
That's why you're the tech guru and not the official score.
Might as well.
So I want to talk to you after the half inning, CJ.
Oh boy.
No, that's not important stuff. It's just it's tech stuff. That's why. Oh boy.
Hammered into left field. That'll score one. See if they hold up a stop sign. And there's really no signal over at third base. He's going to hold up, though. It's now 8-3 following back-to-back RBI singles.
It's a good thing that runner going to third did stop, because he would have been out at the plate. That was Bennington pulling up at third base, and moving from first over to second was Homolka. And Urban helping in the comeback.
Urban had an RBI back in the first inning. He's actually 2 for 2 with a single and a double. That is a nice little comeback here in the inning for Marshfield, as the pitch count for Schaller is going to be up there. Started the inning at 61, and now he's had to fight for this final out. Hit towards center, should be catchable, and indeed it does go into the glove to end things. Good catch by Luke Erickson, but Marshfield puts 2 more on the board. It's 8-3 as we head to the 5th. 8-3 now as we enter the top half of the 5th inning. Jackson Ormond comes in with 34 pitches already against him. And the big key is Christian Schaller is at 87, so he's got a little bit of room to work yet. 105 is the number that you can reach in a day, so that would take 18 pitches to get there. He has a 13-pitch inning, which was the second, but other than that, nothing under that magic number to get himself to 105. First pitch by Ormond is in for a ball.
Eau Claire has scored in the last 3 innings. Ormond will want to change that. You know, his team scored a couple runs. They're kind of creeping back in. If they can shut them down here and get some more runs in the bottom of the 5th, this could be a ball game.
It's that never give up attitude. You never know what'll happen, and that is called for a strike to make it 1-2. Top of the lineup with Erickson, Kane, and O'Connell. Down the first base line, foul, nearly hit his first base coach.
Erickson looking for his first hit. He walked back in the second and scored. Luke playing out in center field has made several nice plays out there. Let's make it 1. The other center fielders made several.
Full
Urban.
Count. This game sponsored by Quick Trip. From the start, we focused on doing right by our customers and our community. Also, a big shout out to Meyer, a big sponsor of the Legion tournament. And rung him up. Going down on strikes on a close call. Got him looking, and that will bring up Jack Kane.
You know, one of our other major sponsors, and we've deemed our trivia questions the Miesfeld's Trivia. And but they are a premier meat counter offering award-winning brats, fresh and smoked meats, and a lot more. They've got a really great store. I recommend getting over there and seeing what they have to offer. But that's Miesfeld's, one of our main sponsors.
A pitching change. I'm assuming now that Ormond is under that 45 mark, and we have number 8 coming into the ball game. Chase Robinson, this will be. We'll get an official number on his final. Jackson Ormond went just 1 inning and 1/3. Going to hold 4 outs. That 4th inning took a lot longer than expected, and it's now time for Chase Robinson to come in. Robinson, a 2025 grad, so he's a youngster. He'll be doing the pitching. Marty's going to tally up the numbers there for Ormond, and we'll give you his final line.
Jack Ormond went inning and a third, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. All of those were earned.
41.
He's walked 2 and he struck out 2. That last out that he recorded was a strikeout, obviously, and that.
So 41 is under that number of 45. So that's good news for Marshfield.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for, right?
Yes. All these things you got to consider in the Legion tournament with pitch count and numbers and this and that. There's a whole lot. However, what we know right now is it's going to be Chase Robinson doing the pitching in an 8-3 game following the strikeout to Luke Erickson.
So if he's going to graduate in 25, Robinson, the new pitcher, it means he's just finishing out his soft freshman year.
Yes, he would be a sophomore coming into the next year.
That is pretty impressive.
It's very, very young. Think there's any other 25ers on any of the teams? I'll take a look. Count goes 0-1, first pitch strike.
Pitch in the dirt for a ball, evens the count.
Genoa City, all of their players are 2022 grads except Jake Gauss, who graduated in 21, actually. Sheboygan is a mostly 2023 filled squad with some 22s mixed in there.
Watching, draw your attention down there. The coach for De Pere is handing all of the boys their voucher to go to the concession stand and eat free. That's important business down there.
It is.
And they get the best seats in the house, too, the Bud backstop.
Manitowoc has some 23 guys, 24 guy as well.
I don't know if you can see that down there.
We don't have years for Fond du Lac. No grad years given. That one just missed inside in Middleton. There's a 24 in there, but yeah, no other 2025ers. So Chase Robinson, the youngest player here in the weekend for the state tournament.
You would, well, yeah, your good players are going to play up, no doubt about it, but some of that may be a reflection of lack of numbers in the program that they need to move up the younger player.
It's either that or pure talent, one of the two.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't want to downplay that part of it.
Dylan will have one out here in the inning with Jack Kane on.
Whoa.
Way up. A little bit of nerves on the side of Chase Robinson so far. Good pitch down the middle. Coming right back at him to even it up at 1-1. Gabe Richardson on deck. Anticipating a few guys on, at least one, but a double play could put a halt to all of that. Eau Claire scored 7 runs in the last 3 innings.
Whoa.
That one will also weigh in. It's the 3rd time it's been a close call.
Yeah, Robinson having trouble finding the plate.
3-1 the count.
Doesn't bode well for his squad. They can't afford to give up any more runs.
They were sending him to second, him being Kane. Doesn't matter, though, as O'Connell reaches via a walk, and he's on base for the 2nd time today.
So it's going to be Robinson against Richardson.
Good matchup.
Very good matchup. Could be a tongue twister for the play-by-play guy.
We'll see.
Wind is blowing out to left center field.
Richardson flew out and grounded out in the 1st and 2nd innings, and he hits a
sounded
moonshot
good.
out towards left field, but it's going to end up just a few feet in front of the warning track, and there is a fly out. Close.
Yeah, Richardson not wasting any time. He saw the pitch he liked and actually hit it quite well. Just didn't carry. And you'd think with the wind blowing out, it might have.
Maybe it did give him a little extra, but just not enough.
Right. Definitely not enough.
Sam Feck, who had that big 2 RBI triple in the previous inning, he would love to do that again and put his squad back up. He'd be up by 7 if he's able to do so. Eau Claire leading 8-3. Robinson with the 0-1 pitch. Hammered into right field and moving up on it and making the catch. Ending things here in the top half of the 5th. That is going to be a big-time catch for Riley Bauman as it keeps the score intact, and Marshfield looks to keep their momentum going. all set to go here in the bottom half of inning number 5 as Marshfield scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th. If they could tack on 2 more, they could end up being right back in this ball game. 87 is the magic number right now, as that is Christian Schaller's pitch count. And he's going to start off against Ben Deesh, and then it'll be Cole Timler and Carson Jersley if he gets there. That's the big key, 105.
Chase Robinson, who came in after the strikeout by his teammate Jack Ormond, got through it, did walk a couple of guys, but worked through it and didn't allow any runs. Now it's time for the offense to make some noise.
This will be the 90th pitch coming as it's a 1-1 count to Ben.
You know, we've had questions throughout the course of the season about what constitutes enough innings for a win, and I'm assuming they revert to what normally we would do, and that is 5 innings to be credited for a win.
Out into right field, moving up on it, and making the catch for Eau Claire is going to be Jack Redwine.
So even if Schaller finishes this inning, he'd be in line for the win, but his team still has to keep the lead.
That's a big key. You don't want to give up a 5-run lead. It was at one point an 8-1 ball game.
Yeah.
And Marshfield started trotting back a little bit. Timler, though, he's 0 for 2. Obviously, no point in taking Schaller out prior to this inning. You're going to ride or die with them all the way throughout. That close.
Get out of my house, right?
Well, that was with the right hand. I'm a lefty, so that was my non-dominant arm trying to kill the ball.
Okay, here's one for you. Jordan is trying to do something naughty, get the flies out of the way. But anyway, my question to you, Jordan, have you ever caught a fly just flying, just
Yes.
right out of midair?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then what I usually do is I throw it down. 9 times out of 10, yes. Little ground out there from Timler.
So you swipe the air and you throw them on the tabletop and there's nothing there. Or they fly away, right?
It's like a baseball player when they throw it to you and it goes out of your glove and you look down at your glove, you look at your hand. Where'd the bug go? First pitch, down low in for a strike to Jersley. Jersley has reached via single in both of his at-bats. Who knows? I mean, if this ends up quick, Schaller could be able to go for a little bit in the 6th. Breaking pitch, good one at that. It's 0-2, a quick, efficient inning of work. Look at that. He gets the ball back. He's in position. He's ready to go. Seems like he's getting better as the game goes on. The 0-2 pitch left it in the dirt. Perfect spot. Count is 1-2 here to Jersley. Carson looking for something to hit, keep the inning alive, get that pitch count up near the 105 number. Left it down low again. So even if his pitch count's at 104, he could go one more at bat.
You're talking about Carson Jersley. He comes from good stock. I don't know if it's a relative or not, but Mike Jersley graduated Clintonville High School and advanced into professional baseball. Was drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 5th round, way back, 1977.
77.
But that Jersley name pretty familiar to Wisconsin sports fans.
It's a full count to him. Schaller deals, and did he go? He did not. He held up, and that's a walk. 3 for 3 in reaching.
Jersley was also an all-state quarterback. So quite an athlete.
Donahue
And,
coming up as the pitch count is at 100.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got this battery. If he can get him in 5 pitches, he's good.
I would say basically no matter what. As long as they get the out, Schaller's good to go. First pitch, out.
You know, if you look at it, a lot's riding on this out.
Yeah, there
You know,
is.
getting the win or not, or having at least a chance to get the win.
They'd probably give him the win, though.
I don't know, Jordan. They're
If it's
going more
Sheboygan A's
official
and Eric
rules.
Schmidt style.
Yeah, no, it's different with this.
There you go. Should be able to get it, and off a hop to second. And yes, indeed, Schaller's day will be done. After 5 complete innings he goes. We'll give you the final line coming up in the top half of the 6 as the 6-4 groundout sends us to the 6th.
Christian Schaller went 5 innings for Eau Claire, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, they were earned, walked 3 and struck out 6. Pretty good performance by Schaller, kept his team in the lead.
About 2 hours played through 5 innings here in our second game. Chase Robinson misses outside.
Robinson had a little trouble with the strike zone when he came in the 5th. You want to get that cleared up.
Hansen, Redwine, Koska, dangerous part of the lineup at 6, 7, and 8. Who would have thought combined there are 6 hits between these 3 batters. 6 hits and 4 RBIs, along with 3 runs. My goodness. Straight call to make it 2-1. Clocked it out towards left field foul. 14 was the number of pitches Robinson had coming into this inning. See if they also try and keep him under that 45 mark.
Our next game is scheduled to start at 4:30.
Good luck.
We got 45 minutes to get that done.
Hammered into right field, and that is a fair ball as Hansen has 3 straight singles. Once in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 here in the 6th.
That brings up Redwine, who's 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been an on-base machine also. They're getting in that lower part of the order where
the dangerous
Eau Claire
part
has really caused a lot of damage with that part. Did you talk to that DePere team? They're doing your job, Jordan. Stacking up the chairs.
Thank you, DePere. Don't think they paid $20 to sit down there, though.
I don't think that's part of the ticket package during this tournament.
Down low to make it 1-1 with Hansen on first. Koska, the big home run hitter, back in the 2nd inning.
Actually, you know, if you go to an A's game and pay $20 for those seats, it's well worth it.
You get some sodas, some beer, whatever you want, unlimited popcorn,
I think it's
peanuts.
3 free drinks, whether it's soda or beer, unlimited popcorn and peanuts.
2 free drinks.
2? I thought it was 3. but doesn't matter. It's all
Someone
part of the
someone
package.
behind me is saying 2, so I think it's 2.
Is it our tech guru giving us the answers?
Thought that was Hudson for a minute coming up. Yeah, probably around 1 a.m. After the first out of the inning, that brings up Koska. And strike 1. Good pitch. Koska did fly out in his last at bat. Very thankful for Marshfield they are. The 1 pitch stays out.
Robinson looks pretty good out there. Once he finds the strike zone a little more consistently, I think he'll be more effective.
We'll see who Eau Claire comes out with in the bottom half of the 6th. Technically, Christian Schaller could throw 1 more AB, maybe even 2. You never know how it goes.
I don't know if you can catch who the 2 kids are. They'll be coming through the fence and heading into the dugout. They just got done warming up.
It's a 1-2 count now to Koska. Robinson looking to retire back-to-back. After he gave up that leadoff hit, left it down low. Good stop there behind the plate. Having to work for it here today is Cole Timler.
Timler's had a real nice game behind the plate, calling and catching.
2-2 pitch. Could be 2, 6, 4, and no, not in time. Safe over at first base. Fielder's choice as Koska reaches. I'll bring up the 9-hitter, Jalen Pascal, their designated hitter.
Since I'm the analyst kind of guy, that the shortstop, when he came in for that ground ball, he fielded it with one hand. If he can get his throwing hand in the glove as he's catching it, it makes for a much quicker transfer over to second base, and they'd have a better chance at getting that runner. When you field it with one hand out to the side, and you got to bring it over and get your hand, it's just takes a little bit longer, and sometimes that's all it takes. So from a technical side, field it with 2 hands.
There you go. The more you know from Mike Martin. Swing and a miss, evens it up at 1-1.
What was that Bill was talking about between games? He doesn't, that you say too much? Did it have to do with the word?
Something about that.
And here I go spewing it out too.
Technically is the word
Yeah,
Bill yelled
that's
at me
it.
for saying.
Oh, we got somebody breathing down our neck behind us.
I mean, he's technically not breathing down your neck. Oh, I gotta look. Yeah, it'd be rough.
2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th.
2-1 is the count here. Next pitch to Pascal, big swing and a miss. 1 more of those will send him packing.
Fans are vocal below us.
They're still with it in an 8-3 ball game. And that one's hammered, and it's going to be a fair ball. It stayed fair. Third baseman didn't think so, but he yells it out, and they're going to hold up the runner at third as that ball bounces its way in. A stand-up double for Jalen Pascal.
Pascal ripped that one. Nice job by the left fielder to get it in a hurry. I thought Koska would have a better chance at scoring, but
I agree.
Good defensive play out in left field.
Top of the lineup now with Luke Erickson. And we'll see what happens with Chase Robinson, if he stays in for the 7th or not. I'd assume his pitch count is going to creep around that 45 mark. It depends on their strategy and who they need for when and what their depth is pitching-wise. They got 11 players listed as a pitcher. Timler is their only listed catcher, which is interesting.
They got more than that.
Yeah. A little bit undercut it to even it up at 1-1. Koska on third, Pascal on second. It was the 12th hit of the game.
We're in our second game of what is going to be 4 games today, and Jordan, I know, mentioned earlier, we'll be playing 4 again tomorrow. And then as we move along, the third day will be 3 games, 2 games on Friday, and 1 or 2 on Championship Saturday.
2-1 the count. Robinson deals, left it in. 3-1. Don't want to load the bases.
He's not allowed to run yet, but he's in jeopardy of doing that right now.
3-1 pitch. There you go. Bases loaded. Jack Kane coming up. He has back-to-back walks. He also has a single and a double, so this is a tough guy to get out.
Major trouble with him up.
4 for 4, reaching in all 4 appearances.
If I remember correctly, he doesn't get cheated on his swings either.
Hammers this one into left center, moving back towards it and not going to be able to make the play. Over the head it goes. 1 cent, 2 cent, and the bases are going to empty. That is a 3 RBI double to make it 11-3. Boy, Marshfield seemed to be coming back slowly but surely, but now it is an 8-run game, and things are not looking well for Robinson.
That's got to be really deflating for Marshfield too. You know, they're trying to get back into it. They got it to 8-3, and boy, oh boy.
Jack Kane is an animal.
5 RBIs, 2 doubles. And you know what the most unusual thing about that is?
Tell me.
He's the second hitter in the order. It's been all happening down in the lower part.
Second part is where it should be happening. Count is 0-1 to Dylan O'Connell. Has just 1 base hit that came in the first inning. He golfs this one up towards center field, and that one is going to drop over the head, carried up and over, and that will be an RBI double, making it 12-3. Eau Claire 1 run away from that run rule. They would have to make it 13-3, if not a little more, and keep it that way through the bottom half.
There was a ball that I thought if the wind hadn't been blowing out, Urban could have caught up to it, but the wind just kept pushing it to the fence, and he never did catch up to it, obviously, and it goes for a double.
Gabe Richardson walked and scored back in the 4th. That was his only time reaching base. A late 2-out rally from Eau Claire has sparked 4 runs across. This is going to be Sheboygan A style, where they're that close to getting the run rule, and it's not going to happen. It's either you get it here in the 6th, or we play a full 7, bouncing ball over to first, and that will end it. 12-3 is the score as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. Big 4-run inning puts Eau Claire up by 9. Even with 102 pitches, they're not going to stretch it out as more as we expected, I should say. We are now seeing Andrew Milner, number 22, into the game after a Christian Schaller 5-inning performance. So it is now Milner in for Schallner. 9-1-2 due up. Got some height to him, does Milner. The lefty, I believe our first lefty we've seen today, throws first pitch in for a strike. Always good to switch it up and see some lefties down at this level.
We like that up here in the booth, don't we, Jordan?
Lefty, lefty. What was it, CJ's the only righty?
Scott's right-handed, Bill's right-handed. Bill, you're right.
Yeah, I thought
Left-handed
Bill was
too.
left-handed.
Okay, cool.
Falls down back towards us to make it 0-2. You could be ambidextrous. Me either. I kind of am, just not when it comes to writing. 0-2 pitch, left
I
it
can
up.
eat with either hand.
That's different.
Shovel.
Miller's 1-2 pitch.
Hey, Scott, did you ever wish you were left-handed?
So you could be like us.
No, mostly for batting, I'll bet. Be a left-handed batter.
That's the thing, though, is I'm a lefty, but I batted righty. So I was like, defeated the purpose.
It's like I've said many times, I was a switch batter, because if I say I was a switch hitter, then you imply I could hit the ball. So I could stand on either side of the plate. Same results.
Staying alive here at the plate is Bennett Lang.
Lang, the number 9 hitter in the Marshfield lineup. He's only coming up for his 3rd time in the game. They haven't turned the lineup over much.
Got him. Rung him up on strikes. Bennett Lang sent back, and that'll bring up Brock Bennington. Not bad. You come into the ball game, you get a strikeout.
Milner looks like a guy you don't want to have pitches pile up because like to be able to use him a bunch more in the tournament. He looks pretty good out there.
At least they got him late in the game. He should be able to stay well under that 45 mark. Chase Robinson at 43 pitches. We'll see if he pitches the 7th inning for Marshfield or not. It's all about getting your feet wet here in the tournament, starting off well, get a win so you advance to that winner side of the bracket, which Manitowoc did earlier today. Manitowoc will play either De Pere or Fond du Lac. This one hammered into left field and then moving back on it and able... No, it dropped out of his glove. That is going to be 2 bases.
Well, a great job by Kostka, but just couldn't make the catch.
I mean, it came out of his glove, I think.
Error?
Yeah.
Okay. E7, 2-base error.
Feel bad, can't give him a double, but...
Well, Bennington gave the ball a ride. He hit it very hard, and actually, Kostka did a great job of getting back on the ball and had the catch made until he dropped it.
The problem was I think he just had to keep backpedaling, and he kept going back, and eventually by the time the ball came down, he wasn't really aware it was going to. It's a big-time double, even though it was an error. First error of the game for Eau Claire. They have 14 hits and 12 runs. Way up.
You mentioned something that's really... I've had this happen in games that I played in and umpired, but you know, you get to that 7th inning, you're so close to getting the run rule, you don't get it in the 6th, and then you come to the 7th, score like 4 or 5 runs.
Oh yeah,
but you still got to play out the bottom
that's
of the
problem.
7th.
That's what Lombard did to Green Bay the other day. They won 18-3, but they went all 7 innings.
Yeah.
Got that strike call to make it 1-2. Logan Homolka has reached base in his last 2 appearances. He was stranded at second in both of them.
A good rip by Homolka. Fouled it straight back. I talked with Eric Hasenstein the other day, one of those, it must have been on Sunday, and I thought he said he was coming over here. Maybe he's going to wait until the Sheboygan plays
game
tonight.
Probably.
Yeah.
Come at like 6 o'clock or something like that, maybe. I do see Fond du Lac. They're here. They have arrived as that one's hit out into left. And moving back on it, see if he can redeem himself. This time, able to make the catch, hold the runner in place.
The team store is open. The Sheboygan A's team store. They do have apparel for the Legion State Tournament in there. So if you get over to the ballpark, check that out. Also should check out the concession stand.
Mason Koska makes up for his error in the previous AB, makes the catch to bring up Riley Bowman, number 25.
Bowman's had a nice game for Marshfield with a couple of hits.
2 hits and a ribby, can't complain. Two outs, though, with that runner on second.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real late rally for Marshfield if they're able to plot their way back. This one out towards center, moving back on it, and then coming up a bit to make the catch. We'll head to the 7th inning following back-to-back flyouts. Our score is 12-3. All set to go in inning number 7. Chase Robinson is going to resume his position on the mound. He's going to stay out there even with 43 pitches. They're going to ride him out, and the next limit is 46 to 60. So I'm assuming they're going to try and keep him under that 60 mark, which would mean a 2-day rest. 19 was the number of pitches for the newcomer Andrew Milner.
If you keep Robinson under 60, you can come back and pitch on Friday and Saturday.
Bounced just in front of his cleat to Sam Feck. Jonah Hansen, Jack Redwine, that's the order due up at the 5, 6, and 7 spots. So we're actually getting to the dangerous part of the Eau Claire lineup.
Feck has one of the big hits for Eau Claire with that 2-run triple.
That had a big ol' hit. Diving effort at first, underhanded, over and dropped. Out of the glove it goes. Yeah, E1. You got to give that on Robinson.
Nice play by the first baseman, Homolka again. And actually made a real nice toss to his teammate.
Just came out of the glove of Robinson. Nothing you can do there.
Yeah, you can.
Catch it.
Catch it.
I knew you were going to say that. Nothing you can do once you see it coming out. There's Fond du Lac over there to our right. Strike comes in.
Oh
That one
boy.
is a hard hit ball out into right. Back to back. Claire players get on. It's a big time
Well,
single for Jonah Hansen. He has 4 consecutive singles.
what Robinson might be running into here is this is a second time around for these batters to see him, and they've certainly got him measured, at least these first 2 hitters in this inning.
First pitch coming to Redwine, misses.
And it
Or
seemed like
made
they
it in
got
there,
to
I
him
should
pretty
say.
well in the last inning, too,
Yeah.
collecting 4 hits and 4 runs.
8 guys came up to the plate in the 6th inning. This inning seems to be going the way you mentioned just half an inning ago, where you get to the 7th, you're up 12-3, all of a sudden you're going to score 5. They scored.
Get to the threshold for the 10 runs, but you still got to give the other team equal amount of chances. So we play out the bottom of the 7th.
Eau Claire scored 4, 1, 3, and 4 in the innings that they scored, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th.
It's been a tough game for Marshfield. Eau Claire has got a dynamic offense, and we talked about that early on.
3 straight hits, all to right field. They're going to hold them up here at third base, so the bases are loaded with no one out as Robinson is having a real tough go of it. Feck at third, Hansen at second, Redwine at first with Koska coming up. Koska has reached with 3 RBIs, and he has scored twice tonight. Swing and a miss. Seem to be swinging at first pitch regardless. Went same spot basically, and missing out there is Robinson. Don't know that he can work that much longer if they're trying to keep him in under 60 pitches. Maybe at this point they just ride him out.
I kind of think that's going to be the case.
Double play ball, not going to be able to go home though. 6-4 and unable to get it. Actually going to reach on a fielder's choice. A run comes in and make it 13-3.
Leaves runners on the corners for Eau Claire. And they do have that 10-run threshold, but like we've been talking about, since it's a 7th inning, you have to give the other team equal number of at-bats, so Marshall will get their chance in the 7th.
So we have a new number. This is going to be Keegan Berlin, number 23, getting a pinch hit. The umpire's going to write it down, make sure he's got it all covered. Let's see what Keegan can do. Runners on the corners as there's one out. It's Jonah Hansen sitting at third and Koska over at first. Jalen Pascal out of the game as there's a swing and a miss to make it 1-1.
Good swing by Keegan. Couldn't quite catch up with it, however.
Jalen Pascal actually scored both times he reached base, but just trying to get someone else out there. Make it 1-2. Robinson gonna have to work through it. He can get an out on this pitch into foul ground and should go out of play. Yes, indeed it does.
Yeah, off the roof of the dugout for Eau Claire. Oh boy.
That one is hit out into center. It'll score 1, and they're going to hold up the runner at second, just gingerly walking in home is Jonah Hansen. Make it 14-3.
Yeah, this Eau Claire offense is going to be something to contend with all tournament. Whoever plays Eau Claire is going to have to play good defense and get some good pitching because these guys hit the ball up and down the lineup.
10-6, 14-0, and 11-0 en route to their way here. And they have once again put up 14 runs. The last time they did that was Christian Schaller's perfect game against Chippewa Falls.
17 hits.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
If you want to look at it in terms of amount of innings played, that's more than 2 an inning.
It all goes back this inning in the 7th to that error on the first at bat. This one back up past the infield. We're going back, and that might be caught. Yes, indeed it is. The throw to second, and out of the glove, but able to hold it in there. Double play to end it. Not sure why Mason Costco is running. Maybe you thought it was going to drop, but it's 14-3 as we head to the bottom half. So we got some new numbers in a 14-3 ball game. Braden Schuler batting now, and on deck is Isaac Zeps for Marshfield. Assuming it'll stay that way, and still pitching is Andrew Milner. He had 19 in his last inning.
Schuler's got some big shoes to fill. Kane was 3 for 3 with a couple of walks, had 5 RBIs, scored 2 runs.
Strike comes in there from Milner.
Actually, this should be for Urban, right?
Yes, Nick Urban, correct.
Yep.
Just missing there to make it 1-2. Quick Trip sponsoring this 145 game. From the start, we focused on doing right by our customers and our community. We've stocked the freshest foods and kept prices low by making things ourselves and keeping a close eye on cost. Then we pass the savings on to you. An important goal of Quick Trip is to make a positive difference in the lives of others in our communities. And Meyer Foods, another big sponsor throughout the Legion tournament, from the biggest stadiums in the state to familiar fields, supporting local sports across the Midwest. Count is 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch just missed down low. Schuler's at bat continues. Obviously, the magic number for Milner is to stay under 45. Robinson finished with 63, so he just went over. And that one right back to Milner. And a pinch hit, a B all for naught, as it's a 1-3 out.
Nice little pickup there by Milner.
This is Isaac Zepps in the ball game. Now Zepps coming in for Deich, who was 0 for 2 and got hit by a pitch. So Zepps, the 2022 graduate, gonna try and make some adjusting and make something happen. 7 runs for Marshfield, but only 3 hits, or 7 hits, but only 3 runs to show for it. And the next on deck is Brady Schmidt, so we'll have another new number coming in. The 1-0 pitch is hit and foul.
Next game was scheduled to start at 4:30. That'll not happen. Probably be running a good 15 to 20 minutes later.
Swing and a miss. We'll start the stream about 5 or so minutes before. If you are awaiting our third game, which is going to be between De Pere and Fond du Lac, we'll get the stream started 5 or so minutes before it goes, so don't panic if there's no stream right away at 4:30. The Fond du Lac jerseys look like Miami Dolphins colors. That's what I think of, with the white and the blue like that. Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Milner gets his second strikeout.
Milner has come in and retired 5 of the 6 batters he's faced, and that one batter that reached on an error. So he's done a very credible job, and I don't know if the coach is coming out to make a pitching change.
Well, the ball came rolling to him. Actually, yeah, we might. Number 12 going to come in to pitch. I'm not sure the idea behind this, but that is
Might have to do with the pitch count business.
William Thibodeau. Extend this game a little longer, why not?
Milner's line, he went an inning and 2/3, didn't give up any hits or runs, did not walk anybody, and he had 2 strikeouts, so a nice, although short, outing for him.
So I think the idea here is to keep him under that 30 mark, because even if you pitch 45, you still have to wait a day.
Right.
The thing with 45, though, is you could return if there's 2 games in one day. So I'm assuming he'll be under 30, and that's the decision to pull Milner so he could pitch again tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's a smart move by the coach, because Milner looks awfully good.
Oh, yeah, he looked good to go. And if you have him in these late-game scenarios, it seems like he's going to thrive. He was at exactly 30. Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense.
Brady Schmidt.
And we have a new hitter in the game is Brady Schmidt. Here we go. 2 outs in the inning. Coming in for just 1 out is William Thibodeau. All he's got to do is get 1. Two-0. Hit up and foul. Two-one pitch,
Thibodeau.
swing and a miss.
He couldn't wait to get out to the mound either, boy. He
Sprinted.
charged out of the dugout and got to the mound, and he's ready to go.
And got him, rung him up on 5 pitches. There's your final pitch count for Will Thibodeau as it is a 14-3 win. Brady Schmidt strikes out looking to end a lopsided performance. Eau Claire with an 11-run victory, and they will play the winner of Genoa City and Sheboygan at 7:15 tomorrow.
Final line score, Eau Claire 14 runs, 17 hits and 1 error. Marshfield 3 runs, 7 hits and 2 errors. Our winning pitcher was Christian Schaller, and the loss goes to Cale Wiesenberger. Jordan mentioned that we'll be back about 5 minutes before the start of the next game, and you can look forward to that. Wrap it up.